Today we'll be doing a Khalsa way prenatal yoga class. You'll need a mat, a blanket can be helpful, and blocks can also be helpful, but use anything in your home that has the similar effect of providing support. So let's begin with the Adi mantra, which is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Taking a breath between Om Namo and Gurudev Namo, because as we have our growing babies, they keep pushing our lungs smaller and smaller, so allowing that breath in between makes the mantra come out much easier. And the mantra means it's tuning in to the creative force within. Very powerful. So come sitting with a straight spine, hands at heart center, closing the eyes, rub the hands together, generating some energy. Feel the quality of your touch. And take one clearing breath. Deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And inhale to begin this mantra. Om Namo. Deep breath in. Gurudev Namo. We'll repeat this 2 more times. Deep breath in. Om Namo. Breath in. Gurudev Namo. One more time. Inhale. Eyes come to third eye. Om Namo. Breath in. Gurudev Namo. Allow a moment for the vibration of the sound to reverberate through your cells, down to baby. Flutter the eyes open, let the light in. Now this class is going to be about ebb and flow. There's an ebb and flow to life, just like there's an ebb and flow to your pregnancy, and I feel like birth is a microcosm of this ebb and flow. You have moments of rest and moments of strength and moments where strength is necessary, mental fortitude. There's times of challenge, and then there's times of relaxation, and it's a real ebb and flow, back to back to back, until you have a beautiful baby that's born. And as you become a mom with your baby earth side, there's a whole lot of ebb and flow of emotions, of the rhythm of having a new soul in your life. And so this class will inspire feelings around those aspects of the journey to motherhood, of motherhood. You are all mothers now with your babies in your wombs. You're already on the path. So I like to bring in the concept of yin and yang. So the theory behind yin and yang is the within the yin, there is a bit of yang, and within the yang, there's a bit of yin. There's no perfectly pristine experience that is devoid of one or the other. So within moments of extreme joy, there's seeds of discomfort. So I'll give you an example. I was going for a hike the other day, and I was having such joy in that, spring is here, the weather is so amazing, and I'm taking this walk and I'm just reveling in the physical experience of being in nature. And so I have this huge grin on my face, and I'm just grinning and grinning, and then all of a sudden I notice that it starts to hurt my face. The sensation is like painful, smiling so much and having so much joy. And so within that feeling of flow and freedom, there's a seed of something that brings you back to the physical reality of ebb and flow at all times, in all experiences. So if you think of it that way, it's a really interesting way to frame the experience of pregnancy and birth and the first weeks and months of motherhood. So let's begin. Still sitting in our easy pose with the legs crossed, center of the sit bones. We're going to start to revolve around the center of the sit bones with what we call Sufi swirls. So inhaling, coming forward, exhaling, rounding the spine. And you might close your eyes here if that feels comfortable for you, to really feel into your body going through this experience and bringing some awareness down to baby and thinking about them coming along on this little ride and swirling around. Inhaling forward, undulating the spine, exhaling round, and finding the other direction at some point as well. Switch directions. See how this feels in your hips, in your lower back, up through your spine. Does this feel like a moment of flow for you? Are there some areas of tension that you can breathe into here? Bring it to neutral. We'll go through a side bend flow. Inhaling, sweep the arms up to the sky, gaze lifts. Exhale, one arm comes down, bending over to one side. Inhale, center, both arms lift, gaze lifts. Exhale, find the other side, maybe gaze under the top armpit. Inhale, center. Exhale, same hand, same shin, twist. Inhale, center, both arms lift. Exhale, twist the other way, gentle twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, round, arms come behind you. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, find one side. Inhale, lifting center. Exhale, find the other side. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, same hand, same shin, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite side. And then just flow with your breath. Flow into this pattern of movements and connect with your inner self and connect with baby as you move through. Not minding which side you go to first or second. You can be methodical about it if that's your style. but you don't need to be. It's about feeling into your body, finding one side. Neither one's right or wrong. It's what your body just does, how it wants to move. Connecting with baby here, letting them come into the flow that is part of this movement. A couple more times here. Flowing with your breath. And last one, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, find a side and lean over. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, find the other side. Inhale, both arms lift, gaze lifts. Exhale, twisting one way. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting the other way. Inhale, center. Exhale, arms coming down. Take a moment. Bring your hands to baby. Maybe one hand to baby, one hand to your heart. Close your eyes and just take a moment to breathe, feeling the effects of this movement through your body. Next, we'll move into life nerve stretch. So you can move the blanket out of the way for now. Come to a seat long ways on your mat. And make sure that your bent knee is on the mat. And your extended foot is also on the mat. So you might be off to one side of the mat here. And so it looks like this. First, we'll do one set of bending movements. So inhaling, arms come up. Exhale, find one side. Inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, find the other side. And you can be here and breathe here. Finding expansion through the side body. Finding a flow as you bend from side to side. And then you might choose to lift your hips as you come into your side bend over the right. Can add that in. There's no need to add that in. See if your body is calling for that expansion through the hips and front body. Feel the juiciness of this lift and stretch. This also might feel really challenging and like you're exerting a lot of energy here. So be with that. Can you be with that feeling and exist in that feeling as you move? Maybe you feel free and open and very flowy here. So it could be a myriad of experiences. You can only you know how you feel. And that's one of the only things that distinguishes you as a person from someone else. You know your feelings and emotions better than anybody else. The only one who can know and who can experience your feelings and emotions. And then we'll switch sides. I'm turning around so that I can continue to look towards you in support, making sure that your knee has a space on the mat and your extended foot has a space on the mat. And start by doing that sideways flow. You might exhale out of slightly open lips. The breath is so important during pregnancy and especially during birth. Check in with your jaw. Is it loose? If you feel some tension there, just swizzle it around a little bit, loosen it up, bring some awareness to any tension so that it might dissipate with the exhale. And then if you feel moved to lift through the hips, go for it. And if movement isn't what's speaking to you now, you can always choose to hold. If this feels really juicy for you and you just want to experience it, just stay with that. This is your practice. This is your body. You do what you need to do here to get what you came for to this class. Closing the eyes here can also be nice for some, if that calls to you. These are all just ideas of things you can do as you move through this yoga practice today. And then last one, inhaling and exhale. Then we're gonna move to all fours. I'm gonna face it this way. And this is a great place for the blanket. You might want the blanket under your knees for added support. It feels really supportive when you're carrying some extra weight. So we're going to do some cat-cow here. So find your knees either hip distance or slightly wider than hip distance apart. Hands are directly under the shoulders. And focusing on the thoracic spine, so the point from here up to here. Focusing on that part, undulating. So rounding through the top of your spine and arching through the top of your spine, which equals opening and smiling the collarbones, opening the chest here. So exhaling round, inhaling, chest opening, gaze lifts. You get a bit of a throat stretch here if your mouth is closed. Find that simple cat-cow, not putting too much into the pelvic region here. So if you're used to doing cat-cow and you arching the spine, we want to avoid that during pregnancy because you have so much relaxin flowing through the hip area, loosening up those ligaments in preparation for birth, where we become hyper flexible in that area, and too much mobility without strength to support it can be dangerous. So finding some other movement that speaks to you could be beautiful here. You might find a snake in the grass kind of movement, feels really good. You might feel hip to shoulder, like a dog wagging its tail, feels really good. Something that brings a smile to your face, perhaps. You might find coming all the way back into a child's pose and rounding up. You might find that feels really good. Listen to your body. What do you crave? Maybe it's stillness. Maybe it's pushing into the hands and spreading the shoulder blades. Maybe it's holding that smiled collarbones. And then coming to neutral. We're going to next move into extending. I have a hair in my mouth. Extend your right foot behind you and find a stretch through the calf. It's really nice to stretch your calves periodically throughout pregnancy. Proactively helping mitigate some of the cramping you might feel randomly or at night, second trimester and beyond. And then we're going to lift that right foot off the ground, parallel with the ground. Feeling your core activate here. It's mild, but it's powerful. The rectus abdominis wraps all the way around from the back to the front, and that's what helps support you and keep, it expands with pregnancy, and mild strengthening there throughout your pregnancy is beneficial. So you might be called to extend your left arm as well, parallel with the ground. Breathing deeply here. And you might find some movement, so connecting knee to elbow, depending where you're at in your pregnancy. You might find knee to same elbow is what works better for you at this point in your pregnancy. So listen to your body, finding what works for you. Couple more here. And extend, extend, extend. Energy shooting from your core all the way through the fingertips and toes. And set it down, and we'll switch sides. Taking a moment to stretch that left calf behind you. That feels so good for me. Deep breaths here, feeling your core activate. Pressing the right shin into the mat as you lift that left leg parallel with the ground. Extending possibly through the right arm, also parallel with the ground. And then find the movement that works for you. Maybe it's same elbow, same knee, same elbow. Maybe it's opposite, depending where you're at in your pregnancy. Find what works for you. Maybe both of your hands are on the mat, you need more stability at this point. That's wonderful. You do you. Then find that extension, extend, extend, extend through the crown of the head, through the toes, through those fingertips if you've got your hand elevated. And then bring it down. Shake it out a little bit. And then tuck the toes and find a downward dog, reaching to move the blanket out of the way if you're using one. Take one nice deep breath here, walking out your legs. And then walk your feet to your hands and your hands to your feet, and come on up to a stand, using your hands to help you. Coming up pretty slowly. Been sitting for a while, doing a lot of dynamic movement. And bring your hands to your hips, widening your stance. And start to find some nice juicy hip circles. Chances are you're at home alone, or maybe you got a friend with you doing this yoga video. Really allow that space and movement to be juicy, getting into the hips, whatever it looks like. Just allow it. Allow your body to move intuitively if you can, without controlling what it's doing per se. Find movement that your body's calling for, and can you allow it to go there? Maybe it's associated with some sound. I found sound was really powerful for me during birth. Some like low guttural sounds like that helps loosen your jaw, and loosening your jaw helps loosen the pelvis. So that's really a powerful tool to have in your toolbox, and it's one you might use and invoke during moments like these where it's calm and there's not, labor going on. So keep your feet wide. Come into a goddess squat, so angling your feet out about 60 degrees. The important thing is that your knees are tracking over your toes. So whatever angle that means for you is the right choice, okay? So coming down into your squat and hanging out here for a moment. How does this feel? What can you release? Is there any tension in your shoulders, neck? Can you release that? Keeping your upper body nice and relaxed. And keeping all corners of the feet, awareness there. Powerful grounding stance. Maybe it's starting to get a little bit challenging to be here. Can you live in that challenge? Can you hold on here? Can you sit here for a moment with the sensation of challenge in your body? Breathe into it. What are you going to use to get through that challenge? Invoke the breath, focus on the breath, possibly mantra. You might be working with a mantra, choosing Wahe Guru, I bow to the creative force. Wahe Guru, the Guru within. I bow to the Guru within. Wahe Guru. Can you hang out here for a little while? Then we'll find a twist on each side. So pressing your hands into your thighs. Press especially into your right hand and open up, looking over the left shoulder. Breathing deeply here. Feeling that twist through the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, find the other side. Inhale, center. And exhale, extend the arms, extend the legs. Feel any sensations dissipate. And we're gonna find a triangle on both sides. So this is a wonderful place for blocks. You might grab a block and point your right toes in line with the mat, your left toes either perpendicular to the mat or slightly less of an angle, feet about 3.5 feet apart. So you'll just take your block with you if you're using it, extend your arms out, tip your left hip back slightly and reach forward with the right hand, and place your block, opening the left hand to the sky, and a block may be too low for you. You might be up here with your triangle. I feel like that's where I'm at today. And every day will be different. So fun to notice the changes in your body as you move through pregnancy. It's not fun for all, and it's not fun every day, but I found some fun in it periodically throughout my pregnancies. So opening the chest, using this hand as a gentle stabilizer, but mostly this comes from your core, and you have a big stretch through the side body right here. Nice deep breaths. One more nice long deep breath. Grounding into the feet to lift. Arms come to parallel, and we'll just switch directions. You might find your other block or bring that one block you have with you. Finding the opposite side, so just switching the orientation of your feet. Extend the arms, opening the chest. Tip the right hip back. Lean forward and find that triangle on the other side. And yep, I'm here today. I want a nice open chest and be able to activate through the core and feel a nice stretch in the side body. Gaze lifts if that is comfortable for you. You might also choose straight in line, dristi, gaze point. You might choose to look down. Whatever feels good on your neck is right. Nice deep breaths here. Sometimes it helps to open your mouth and let that breath out. Sometimes it's nice to keep that energy inside. What feels right to you? Play around with it. This is the time to experiment with your breath. What works for you? What feels good to you in moments of challenge? Grounding into your feet, lift up, arms parallel with the ground, and we're gonna start to dance it out. So put on a tune that feels good to you. Not using music in this particular video, but start to move. Start to move in a primal way. I'm calling it dancing. It's not necessarily dancing. Connect with baby. You might bring your hands to baby and bring them for a little ride. Start moving your body in ways that call to you. Something you need to shake out. Any anxieties, pressures, etc. that might have come with you to the start of class. Just let that out. Let it out. Is there sounds that you need to make? If you're alone in your house or you're having some me time with this yoga video, just let it come out. Let the rhythm of whatever song you've chosen to carry you through some dancing movements. What can you release? What can you leave on the mat here today that you don't need to carry through your pregnancy and into birth? That's something that's so important, is leaving things that you don't need to carry with you into your birth experience, into your motherhood experience. Let it go before you get to that point of birth, if you can, to take efforts to try to release that and shake out any little thing. And you might even not even know what it is that's coming out. Just be with the experience of movement. Let it all go, that which you don't need. To be able to call in that which we do need and make space for that, we gotta let some things leave that we don't want to carry with us. And if you let your body take control, it will know what it needs to do to help release. I'm just providing one example. Your dance might look completely different. You might fast forward through this part and take your 5 minutes of song with yourself. What do you need to help release some things? And move around. You don't have to stay on your mat. Move around your space. I'm here on this video. I'm not moving around so much, but you can move around in your space. You do it. All right. And start to rein it back in. Come into a gentle sway. Connect with the baby. Connect with your heart space. Allow your heart rate to slow back to normal for you. Nice deep breaths. Closing the eyes. Gentle figure 8 sway. Tuning into baby. Tuning into yourself. Knowing you've got a powerful teammate with you who has a lot they bring with them into your pregnancy and birth experience. It's not just you, it's a whole new person starting to explore their personality. And coming to stillness. We're gonna move into our Khalsa waist squats. So watch me for the demo, getting your props out of the way. You'll roll your mat into a nice tight sushi roll or burrito. I am a cook, so a cook at heart, so that's where my mind goes when I'm rolling up my mat. And then step your heels parallel, feet are parallel, heels are on the mat. And we'll start doing our squats. So inhaling, arms lift, gaze lifts, hands come together and pull down into the heart as you come down into your squat. Placing the hands on the floor, hips lift, and rolling up one vertebra at a time. And we'll do about 15 of these. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, coming all the way down. Pressing your hands into the mat and rolling up. And if you are 35 weeks pregnant or more and your baby is head up, you'll do a modified, or you have knee issues or something else that prevents you from coming all the way down into your squat, you'll do a different version where you inhale, lifting the arms, coming into a seat, hips coming back so your knees aren't coming over the toes. Same type of thing, hands come to the thighs and rolling up one vertebra at a time. So I'll do another one like that. And you can start your squats. Flowing. We'll do 10 more together. Exhaling. Inhale as you lift your arms up. And if this pace is too fast for you, take it at your own pace with your own breath. Maybe you're taking a couple of breaths during your squat. You do you here. This is to help open the pelvis, help build strength in the legs. Taking baby for a ride with a predictable movement. Babies feel it's part of that regulation process where we're co-regulating. Doing predictable movements creates some sort of structure for the baby within. It's reassuring and relaxing and co-regulating. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rolling all the way up. Shoulders coming up, back and down. Kick your mat out. All right, we're gonna make our way to the floor, either to easy seat or on your knees, hero pose. Actually, I'm gonna face this way. Coming slowly down to your mat, finding a seat. Being on your knees, you could use a block for support under your sit bones. That feels nice. This is a wonderful pose to do on your knees if this is accessible to you. But easy pose works as well. Start to just cool down, taking some deep breaths in a seated posture. I want to talk about pelvic floor for a little bit. I mentioned earlier how the jaw, a loose jaw equals a loose pelvis. So possibly bringing your fingertips up into the space and just feeling around. Does it feel tight or sore or like you've been clenching at night or have some stress there? You might wiggle your jaw from side to side. Just bring some awareness there and see the state of your jaw. And notice if you can bring some relaxedness and some looseness. That also helps bring the same sensation and experience and ability to open and relax within the pelvic region. So we have the pelvic floor, which mirrors the diaphragm, or it moves in the same way as the diaphragm. And so when you inhale, you can think of opening, relaxing, releasing the area inside of your pelvic girdle here. So right in the middle here is where your pelvic floor resides, and it covers the entire inner portion of the pelvis, and it's very important set of muscles that control bowel movements and urine, and the center of it is at the perineum between the vagina and anus. And so using the muscles that stop the flow of pee is a great starting point to start bringing awareness to that area. And bringing awareness here and working to strengthen, but also have the experience of opening, releasing, relaxing is wonderful preparation for birth, bringing awareness to the area that will be opening to birth your baby. And it'll help down the line, once you've had your baby, to start bringing strength back to those muscles once some time has passed. And you can bring awareness there during the postpartum period to help your body recover after birth. So, closing the eyes, sitting up straight, start to tune into your breath, possibly feeling this diaphragm in your rib cage moving with your breath. So as you inhale, your lungs expand, that diaphragm comes down slightly. Same thing happens in your pelvis. That's the time to relax, open, and release. And then as you exhale, drawing in those pelvic muscles. Inhale, relax and expand. Exhale, at the bottom of your exhale, draw those muscles up and possibly hold for a couple of moments. Inhale, expand, release, relax. Just having those words and some awareness directed in the middle of your pelvic region, very powerful. So if you're not feeling it per se, it's a powerful exercise to do wherever you're at. So continue this breath for a few more breaths. I'll be quieter to see if you can really allow yourself to tune into your body Let's do 4 more on your own with your breath. And open your eyes. It's wonderful to just tune into that area. So wherever you're at, can you be with that place and be present in that moment, this moment. Okay, we're going to move into keep up exercises. So you can either stay in your on the knees position, or you might choose to come into easy pose, crossing the legs, sitting centered on your sit bones, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Extend your arms parallel with the floor, and just start to rotate your hands, rotate your palms up and down, back, however range of movement you have. Easy enough at first. It will begin to get challenging, but you can't really hurt yourself in this position. So it's all about growing that mental fortitude. Can you keep up through 3 minutes of challenge, of possibly flow for some? Keeping up through this experience of intensity, through the shoulders, possibly through the neck, wherever you're feeling it. I'm starting to feel it right now. And so dig into your toolbox here. What are you going to use to get through this? What are you going to focus on? The breath or the sensation? When I focus on my breath, I feel some release and relief here. You might focus on mantra. That's another wonderful thing to have in the toolbox. Closing the eyes, turning inward. Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru. You might find some guttural sounds of frustration or whatever it is you're feeling. Letting that out is a wonderful way to move through this sensation. Whatever happens, I'm gonna make it through this 3 minutes. Can you just live within this challenge or sensation, knowing that it's only 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, there'll be some rest, some break. This exercise starts to resemble the experience of going through contractions. There's ebb and flow where, you feel this time of rest and this respite and time to just let go and be. And then there's moments of challenge, of sensations you may not have ever experienced before, very intense. How are you going to move through those sensations towards the birth of your baby? Tools in the toolbox to help you get through make it through this 3 minutes. Also tuning in to the thousands of women who are giving birth right now. Thousands of women who will be giving birth at the same time as you will, and over millennia, women have been giving birth, and they have been doing this with their body. This power to create lives within us. Just be with this experience only a little while longer. All right, bringing the arms above your head, gaze lifts. And allow your arms to come down through your energetic field, all the way to the ground, all the way to your thighs. See how this sensation subsides pretty quickly when we're done with that. You did it, Mama. Yeah, beautiful. Honor that. Honor yourself. Connect with baby. We're going to move into Shavasana, finding your left side and any props that are helpful. You might use blocks. Place a block in between your shins. I say shins because that keeps your legs parallel and the hips open. And then you might make a pillow for your head with your arm. Something relaxed, and if that is not relaxing for you, pull in a blanket. Whatever you need to support yourself. You might have some pillows under your belly depending on how far along you are. Find a position that works for you. Take a moment to find your Shavasana. Let gravity take over. Release control of your breath. Be holding space for you in this pose of relaxation. Recovery. Rest. You might choose to pause here for as long as feels right. And then when you're ready to get out of your Shavasana, slowly make your way to a seat, and we'll have a meditation and some closing of our practice. So coming to a seat, sitting on your sit bones, lengthening through the spine. We're going to do a meditation. Ekonkar Sat Guru Prasad. Sat Guru Prasad. Ekonkar. It means creation and creator are one, and life is abundant. This mantra can help you get through challenges you might be facing with your pregnancy, with other things, helping you move forward on the path of life, the journey of life. So opening your hands in front of your heart and imagining blessings, all you want, all you aspire for, all you need, dropping from the sky into your palms and coming into your heart. So relaxed shoulders, fingers are together, thumbs are loose, and closing the eyes, or eyelids just barely parted. You'll gaze towards your palms, your open palms. So it looks like this. And there's many versions of this chant you could find on Spotify or what have you. I'll just be singing it for the purposes of this practice. So here we go. Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar, 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 Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar. Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar, 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 Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar. Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar, 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 Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar. Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar, 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 Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar. Ekonkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. Ekonkar, Ek Onkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar. Ek Onkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar. Last time. Ek Onkar Sadguru Prasad, Sadguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar. Okay, allow the vibrations and sensations of this meditation to move through you, taking a few deep breaths. Connecting to baby, connecting to your heart space. Feeling the abundance that is, the abundance that life has to offer, the abundance in your life. We all have so much abundance. You just need to look at it, acknowledge it, and feel it. All right. Well, another little song, mantra, thing to bring in joy, practice. It's a song that sung in Kundalini yoga often. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you. May the light shine within you, guide your way on. Let's sing that a couple times. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. sensation goes right down to baby. Bringing the hands together at heart center, attention at third eye point between the eyebrows, closing the eyes for one long Sat Nam, truth is my name. Deep inhale. Sat Nam. Bringing chin towards your chest. Bowing to yourself, honoring your baby, honoring this experience. Thank you so much for joining me in the Khalsa Prenatal Yoga class. Sat Nam.